Today's GalaxyCon video is brought to you by Disney's 1991 animated classic, Beauty and the Beast. Get ready to celebrate the movie's 30th anniversary this November. Hey guys, this is Seb Sanford and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and it's time for another GalaxyCon video on my YouTube channel, and you probably don't want to miss out on any more videos like this one all the way to the end of August. So do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button and like the video and turn on those notifications. So on today's GalaxyCon video, I'll be talking to the stars of one of my favorite Disney animated classics, and it's all in the hands of Disney Animation Studios and songwriters Alan Menken and the late, great Howard Ashman. In fact, it has been 30 years since this movie came out, and also 30 years since we lost Howard Ashman. He's one of the greatest songwriters of our generation. He did Little Shop of Horrors, and he also did probably Little Mermaid and Aladdin, etc., with teaming up with Alan Menken. But now we're talking about Beauty and the Beast. This movie came out in 1991 and was a huge success, winning an Academy Award for Best Original Song, and the song was the same title, Beauty and the Beast, sung by Angela Lansbury. Then in the end, it was sung by Celine Dion and Peter Bryson. But now I'm going to be talking on GalaxyCon with the cast of the original Beauty and the Beast. Paige O'Hara, she's the voice of Belle. Richard White, the voice of the villain Gaston. Robby Benson as the voice of the Beast and Prince, because the Prince is under a spell. And finally, Bradley Michael Pierce, who played the voice of Chip. And he also happens to be in the 1995 Jumanji movie, who played Peter Shepard. If you haven't seen the Jumanji movie, go check that out on a streaming service or on Blu-ray or DVD, whatever. And you can check out the schedule of all the upcoming events on GalaxyCon.com. The link is in the description, so are the details. And now, let's get into it. Enjoy my virtual GalaxyCon talk with the cast of Disney's animated classic, its 30th animated classic, Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, enjoy. Hey, Bradley.
Hey, Seb, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing very, very well, thank you.
So I'm going to jump in and take your snapshot.
Okay.
If you look at your cameras and smile, snapshot in 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Enjoy the chat.
Thank you.
Okay. I gotta say, I loved all the first Beauty and the Beast, and I don't even have any words for it. It's just an amazing movie, and it's also an amazing remake. And if you've seen the remake as well.
I have.
And I've got some questions for you relating to your character Chip, who's the teacup.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did you come across doing Beauty and the Beast with Disney as a child actor?
Well, I auditioned for Beauty and the Beast the same way I auditioned for a lot of things out here in Los Angeles. They have offices and also the studios. But this one I found out about. My agent sent me out on it, and I just recorded the one line at first in a studio out here. And that was "Mama, there's a girl in the castle." Was the only line Chip had in the version of the script that I started with.
Really?
And then they just kept adding more and more lines, and Chip became a much bigger character. But it started out with just that one line, and it was in an office building here in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Well, Chip can't really have one line. He needs more than one line, if you know what I mean.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like they did a good job with that, with making more.
Yeah. And a few years after you did Beauty and the Beast, you also starred in Jumanji with the late Robby. What was it like starring alongside him on set?
Oh, that was an amazing project to be a part of. I have so many great memories. But with Robin specifically, he was just a very kind, very warm person. He was always friendly. And I never, he always tried to make everybody else feel happy. That was the way he was. So as a person, he was amazing. And then also to work alongside him as an actor, he's done so many amazing projects. And he was very, very good at doing his job. Whether his job was to be silly and crazy and do, improv stuff, he would do that. But when it was time to just be on script and follow those important moments, he did that too. He was a wonderful person to work with, and I have so many great memories from Jumanji.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
We miss him every day.
Yeah.
And finally, to end on a lighter note, I traced and drawed in your character Chip on pieces of paper weeks before this conversation even started. Allow me to show you some of them. If that's
Absolutely.
okay.
Yes, please.
First, there was this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this markers?
The coloring pens and a black point pen.
Okay. That's
And
really good.
I used a light box to do all that. And the second one is where Chip is being held by Belle in her hands.
I like that one too. That's great.
I'm going to show this to Paige later.
Okay.
And finally, there's another Chip doing the quote, you want to see me do a trick?
That's
and
great.
That's in the film.
We're almost out of time, but thank you for talking to me, Sab. I appreciate your good questions.
Thank you. And
Thanks.
stay.
All right, I will. You too. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Hey, Robby.
How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing very well. So you want to take our picture? You want to do that first?
Yes, of course.
Okay, great.
All right, ready, guys? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Enjoy the chat.
I believe you did really well voicing the Beast
Thanks.
from the first movie up to the direct-to-video movies, I suppose.
Thanks. Thank you, man.
Wait, I've got some questions for you. And you, of course, I already mentioned that you played the Beast in the movie. And how exactly did you go from your hideous Beast voice to your handsome Prince voice? And did you have any vocal skills to do so?
Oh, well, that's actually a really good question. First of all, the Beast voice is pretty. It's pretty difficult. But it's way down deep inside. It's a very gravelly sound, very low. I happen to be a bass baritone, so that was fun and easy for me. I actually felt a little self-conscious, to be quite honest with you, when I had to turn into the Prince. Because they wanted him just young and happy, and I've been doing months and months of very pensive, different kind of work, and we do train. I mean, yeah, I've been training since I was very, very young. My first Broadway show, I was 12. So, yeah, I've been training, and we didn't have microphones back then. You had to project. So, you're in a Broadway theater, and that's what you're taught to do, and you learn how to do that. So it's a very good question.
Very impressive. How did you manage to build these characters and give them a life of their own?
Oh, that again, that's a very good question. It's based on how well something is written. It also is based on what the director and producers are looking for. But for me personally, the script read like a real Broadway show. I mean, it didn't read like a cartoon. So just playing it as honestly as I could, and always adding humor. That was my goal. So that's how I did that.
That's wonderful. And the next question, if you had to choose another Disney character to play, whether it's animation or live action, who would you like to play and why?
Oh, well, I don't think that way. I look at opportunities as they come. I guess in the past, I create a lot of the things that I'm in. So, and I started that when I was just a teenager. I wrote the movie One-on-One. So long story short, what I do is I would rather sit here at my typewriter and computer and dream of a project and write a role than Or if someone sent me a script and it's really wonderful, I would actually go after that as if it were my dream role. But I don't really think of roles like that unless I'm going to sit here and create it on my own. But thank you for asking.
Welcome. And again, happy 30th anniversary to Beauty and the Beast.
Thank you. Thank you. And, you know, if you have time, check out either the fan page on Facebook or go to my YouTube channel and check out my music. I'd really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, Robby.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, Seb, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm very well. It's nice to meet you.
All right, let's
Sweet.
see our photo real quick. Ready? 3,
Yep.
2, 1. Gotcha. Thank you.
Excellent.
I was just doing that, a little kind of pose that Gaston would have done if he were here right now.
Absolutely.
And happy 30th anniversary to Beauty and the Beast, by the way.
Thank you very much. It's hard to believe that it's been that long.
Yeah. And I got some questions regarding to the movie and your character Gaston.
Uh-huh.
And were there any vocal exercises you had to do for the character of Gaston, especially when singing the song about the character himself?
Oh, well, you know, I'm a singer and have been for a long time. And so I'm used to doing things like that. But Gaston is a very vocal fellow, you know, and he's very proud of himself. So I had to work on those kinds of sounds a lot.
Wow. I wish I had those vocal skills.
Well, I'm flattered.
Okay, next question.
Yep.
Hearing Gaston sing in Beauty and the Beast, would you consider him to be an opera musical type of character? I think it's similar to the first question.
Well, he's very much a musical character. In fact, when they started making these movies, they thought these should be Broadway shows that we make, you know, into full-length feature films. And so that was what they were hoping to do. And they talked to Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, both of whom had written a show called what was it? The little I can't think. Pardon me.
It's a Little Mermaid. Little
Well,
Mermaid.
they had done The Little Mermaid, but they had done an off-Broadway show before that, and so that was their skill too. Was doing Broadway shows and things like that. So that's what they hoped it to be, and I think that's the kind of music that Alan writes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And next question: if you had to choose another Disney villain to play, whether it's live action or animation, who would you like to play and why?
Well, there are a few villains that I really admire. I remember the villain in Little Mermaid that Pat Carroll played. She was wonderful, and I would love to get a chance to try something like that. That would be great fun.
Yeah, would.
Captain Hook would be pretty fun too, I think.
Yeah. Well, Captain Hook. Jude Law is already on set for the new Peter Pan movie, which hits Disney Plus next year, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And finally, before we end,
Yep.
I have a traced drawing to show you.
Oh, please, yes.
Gaston.
Oh, that's terrific. Kill the
Thank
beast.
you.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. That's a beautiful drawing. Thank you, Seb.
Hi, Seb.
Hi, Paige.
Here really quick, okay? Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Perfect.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good, except for it's 115 degrees here in Las Vegas. Other than that, we're
Is
good.
it?
Yeah, we broke the record heat this year.
Yeah, I heard in the press. First off, I gotta say happy 30th anniversary of Beauty and the Beast.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and I love the painting of Belle in the corner over there.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That's
Did
one
you
of
do
my
that yourself?
centers. Yeah, that was one of mine. Yes.
Anyways, I have a piece of art to show you too, but first we'll go through some questions relating to
Sure.
the film.
Okay.
Okay. So you did the voice for Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and were there any special vocal exercises you had to learn or use?
just really just being warmed up, you know. It was kind of interesting because usually when the characters I played on Broadway, I would alter my voice to accommodate the character. With Belle, it was the first time that my natural Paige voice was used as Belle. I would try to sometimes in the speaking part, when I first started recording, I tried to make my voice sound lighter and younger, and they'd say, "Cut, stop it, no, Paige, we want your voice. We want you to sound that womanly sound," and that's so that was something that was really a blessing, you know, because it was me.
Yeah. And now here's the next question. It's related to Howard Ashman, who passed away almost 30 years ago, probably
Yes.
a little over.
Yes.
And what was the experience like playing the role of Princess Belle with Disney after this sad event?
Well, you know, we pretty much had finished the movie, but Howard never got to see the movie. He died before he could see it. So when we first premiered the unfinished version in New York for the critics, and all the critics stood up, we all felt that Howard was there with us in spirit and that he just watched it. And working with Howard was truly a magical experience, because he had this incredible genius IQ. He had this vision of the film of what it should be, and sometimes it was almost overwhelming the way he was. But if you kind of just trust him and go along with the ride, it was quite a ride. You know, you learned a lot, you experienced a lot of emotions, and he really is the key to why the film was as great as it was. Howard Ashman, the reason.
He would have liked it if he was still here.
He would love it. He knows it. He sees it from heaven. I know that.
And you played Princess Belle for over 25 years, I think. And that your character is more focused on reading books. And is there any advice you could give to younger readers to help them read? And which books did you enjoy reading as a kid?
Oh my gosh, there were so many different kinds and eclectic, you know, in terms of my taste in books. You know, I loved well, of course I loved art books. I would steal my father's art books because I wanted to learn to paint. But I loved, you know, the classics. To Kill a Mockingbird is still one of my favorites ever. And then later in life, there's a child in me enjoyed reading the James Patterson Maximum Ride series books about the genetically engineered children who fly and have all these magic powers. It's a great, if you've never read it, check it out. And start with the beginning. There's like 7, 8 books, and it's maximum. Okay. So, but yeah, I just encourage children there's so much adventure and creativity in reading. It takes you to another world, just like watching a great film or listening to a great song. Reading a book will do the same.
Definitely. And you reprised the role of Belle in Ralph Breaks the Internet. That's Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Yes.
What was it like repricing the character and seeing her perform alongside all the princesses?
Oh, it was really, really fun. We didn't get to record together, but we partied together. We had 2 parties where we all together as actresses and took pictures and shared stories, and that was really fun. It's really fun. First time I met Mandy Moore and Kristen Bell. You know, I've been friends with Jodie and Linda, you know, and Irene forever, you know, but I got to meet some of the other ladies. It was really fun.
Yeah, it must have been. I wish I was there to meet all of you in person by the time it happened.
Yeah.
And now, like I said at the beginning, I showed you some pieces of drawings that I did before this conversation started. And here's your character, Princess Belle.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Good job.
And the quote, "I want adventure in the great white somewhere."
That's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I like it very much.
Yeah.
And she's very difficult to draw. She's very hard to draw.
Yeah.
That's great.
And here's another Belle picking a rose and holding a basket.
Good job.
I drew and traced and colored this in for you in celebrating Beauty and the Beast's 30th anniversary.
Oh.
And it's also for those who will be able to find their inner beauty in their hearts.
Absolutely. And that's really what it's about, isn't it? That's really good.
And finally, I typed up something that I might want to read to you. It's a few paragraphs long.
Okay.
Okay. In the words of you during the start of the pandemic, try to stay positive, be kind to one another, have hope, and never give up hope. And hope and prayer is what we need right now, and we still have prayer and hope. And I did my best to stay positive throughout the whole pandemic, and so am doing so today. And my family and friends are there to support me, and so is my conscience and the voice inside my head. So let's all do our part and do what we can to help one another until we reach the light at the end of the tunnel. And let's make sure everyone from every part of the world will find their inner beauty, just like Princess Belle.
That was wonderful.
That's it.
Beautifully read, beautifully written. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for sharing it. I really appreciate it.
And be sure to stay safe. And again, happy 30th birthday to Beauty and the Beast.
Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you in person before too long.